All right. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Feel free to unmute yourself and holler out. How is everybody doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good. Thank you.
I am doing good, Joe. I am back in the office officially today. If you can believe that.
That's crazy.
So today is week one. Sorry, it was delayed. But today is week one of the mentorship program. Cultures, structures, and expectations is what we're going to do. And we have a ton of brand new faces on the line. So what I'd like to do, because we're going to be spending 12 weeks together, 1 hour, once a week for the next 12 weeks, I would love if we can all just kind of introduce ourselves. So say who you are, what office you work out of, or what city you live in, and where you are in real estate. So whether you are in your classes or whether you're getting ready to sit for your boards, whether you're a new agent, maybe you're a seasoned agent on the phone, but just so we can all kind of get to know one another, because we're all going to be spending a lot of time together and you guys are going to bump into one another at offices and events and everything else. So, all right, let's start us out with Anastasia. If you could turn your camera on and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good morning, guys. My name is Anastasia. I'm from Cleveland and I am a new agent.
Welcome, welcome. Christine.
Good morning. I am Christine and I live in Ohio, Youngstown currently, but I will be working out of the Hermitage office and I just passed my exams.
Great job. Welcome. Dallas.
Nice to meet you, everybody. My name's Dallas. I live in Hermitage, and I'm just finishing up my classes.
Great job, Dallas. Great job. Jim.
How you doing there?
Good morning, Jim.
Lag time with the camera. No, I just signed on it a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I'm kind of a quarter of the way through, believe it or not, already. I'm in the Youngstown kind of market, I guess.
All right, perfect. Well, welcome. Joe.
Hi, my name's Joe. I'm out of the Grove City office and I have my license and starting the mentorship program.
Love it. Love it. Joanna.
I also go by Joe, so
You do. I saw how I confused you two there for a minute. Sorry about that.
I live in Mercer. I think I'm going to be working out of the Hermitage office, and I'm still doing my courses.
Excellent. Welcome, welcome. Delaney.
Hi, I'm Delaney, and I just started my classes. And I live in Beaver Falls, but I don't know which office it is that I'll be at, honestly.
You'll be in Boardman. You're doing Youngstown classes. Yeah,
Okay.
Boardman, Ohio. Well, welcome. Medina. You there? All right, we'll come back around. Marlene.
My camera. Oh, there it goes. Hi, I'm Marlene. I'm out of the Newcastle office, and I'm a new agent.
And Marlene just got her first deal under contract. Yay! Maya.
Hi, my name is Maya. Good morning.
There she is. Good morning.
I finished my classes and I should be sitting for my boards again. And I'll be working out of the Hermitage office.
Excellent. Excellent. Good morning. Sarah, if you can answer. If not, that's okay. All right, Serby. See, we got some people snoozing. Oh,
hi.
there she is. Hi,
a minute.
darling.
Okay, so this is Surbi. I live in Pittsburgh, South Park. I just got licensed a few weeks ago, I think 8 days ago, literally on 1st of May. And I'll be working out of New Brighton office.
Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yen View.
Hi, everyone. I just finished the examination, so this is my just first started. I live in Greenville, and I don't know what office I will going to work with yet.
Probably either Hermitage. I would say Hermitage is closest to you in Greenville, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And she is onboarding on Monday. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And we had one person pop in a little late. Jaden, tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been licensed, and what office you're out of. No, quiet. That's all right. That's all right. Some people are shy. That's okay. Let's jump right into it. We are in mentorship week 1. I do have to let everybody know that this is recorded because we have a couple people that were not able to be with us today. And hey, after the week I have had, I can completely understand that things like that happen. So thank you all for being so flexible with this week 1 reschedule. And we will be back to regular schedules next week because I am fully back in the office as of today. So the mentorship program is a 12-week program. We will be together for approximately 1 hour per week for 12 weeks. And we're going to go over a specific subject throughout that 12-week study. Today is all about who Realty One is, what we do, expectations around working at Realty One and as a real estate professional. And then we're going to talk a little bit about your comp plans too, so that everybody understands those, because that's always something that we always circle back to. So we included that as part of your first lesson. All right, so who we are. Realty One Group is not a traditional brokerage. And for those of you who are new and really haven't experienced other brokerages, this will become apparent as you continue on through your career and you kind of take a look at what other people are doing. Who we are, what makes us different, is that we are a modern, forward-thinking real estate brand. We love to break the molds. We love to break down the barriers that are in real estate and in the general market. We have a black and gold luxury presence at all times. We are a technology-driven company, so we have lots of tech tools. Those of you who have been into your tech stack already, I'm sure you can tell me that it becomes a little overwhelming with everything that's in there. But have no fear, we're going to go through each one of your systems and tools throughout your mentorship training. So we're going to teach you how to use it all. We have an entrepreneurial mindset. So we're going to be talking a lot about understanding your business, what you're making, what you're paying, understanding your return on investment, your profit and loss for your business, and we're going to deep dive into some KPIs. We are production focused. Okay, we are production focused. We want to make sure that you are all staying on track and that you guys are all having the career that you dreamed about. Sometimes that means I may give you a call if I don't hear from you and ask you what you're doing and kind of kick you in the butt when you need it. But don't worry, when you fall down and you skin your knee, I'll be there to pick you up too. It's just all part of the process. And we are very client experienced centered. We want all of our clients to have an amazing experience with us. We want you to serve those who are in your community, and we want you to serve them well. So every listing, regardless of price, should reflect professionalism, polish, and elevated service. We here at Realty One Group have a commitment to diversity and inclusion. At Realty One Group, we proudly serve all community members. Our expectation is strict compliance with fair housing laws at all times, equal professional service to every client, respect for all backgrounds and lifestyles, and we have a zero tolerance for discrimination here. Diversity is not a marketing language, it's a legal standard and a cultural expectation. Professionalism requires awareness, respect, and accountability. We want to serve the people who are in our community, no matter what they look like, how they act, how they dress, who they love, or where they worship. This is very important to us. Working here at Realty One, you're going to meet a lot of different people, some who are very much like you and some who are the complete opposite of you. This is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing because without having the experience of other people around you who have experienced different things in their life, different situations, different lifestyles, there's no way for you to grow your own personal self. So make friends in this brokerage with somebody who is completely different than you. Ask them who they are and take an interest in what they believe in. And you are going to grow, not just as a real estate professional, but as an individual, I promise you. We have a one team, one dream culture here. Real estate is independent. You're running your own business, but you are more successful with collaboration. So we do have a few rules that you have to go by. You must always support your fellow agents. We do ask that you share knowledge and experience. Celebrate team wins whenever possible, even if they're not your own. Maintain professionalism across all offices and protect the brand at all times. One thing you're going to see when you come to our office that is untraditional of others is that you're not going to see a cubicle farm here. When you walk into most brokerage offices, there is a row of cubicles all boxed off from one another, and each agent sits and stays in their designated space. It's not that way at Realty One. When you come in, you're going to see collaborative tables. You're going to see couches that seat more than one person. You're going to see bar stools and pub tables. This requires you to sit across from somebody else and start a conversation. Conversations build respect, they build admiration, and they also serve our clients. You have no idea what's going to hit the market until it comes on the MLS when everybody else can see it. What an experience it would be if you're in the office, sitting at the collab table, just minding your own business and doing your own deals, and you hear somebody across from you talking to a client about putting their home on the market, and it happens to be the perfect home for the buyer that you've been working with for 6 months, who's on a limited budget and has very high expectations. This is where you win. So sit at those collab tables, sit at our cafe areas, share a cup of coffee with somebody you don't know, and ask them, what do you have coming on the market? What kind of buyers are you working with now? I have this, troubling deal. I could use your advice. This is where the real magic happens here at Realty One. Our brokerage footprint. Our brokerage has been growing since 2023. That is when I became a franchise owner in Western Pennsylvania. Since then, we've spread into 3 counties in Pennsylvania and currently 1 in Ohio. All of these offices are at your disposal, regardless of which office you call home. We are very different that we don't stick you in one place and expect you to sit there. So if you find yourself in another city and you need a cup of coffee, need to use the restroom, want to just go through and hang out with some new people, you could do that at any of our offices. In Beaver County, we have one in New Brighton. Lawrence County is Elwood City and Newcastle. Mercer County, Hermitage and Grove City. And Mahoning County is our Boardman office. Next, it's important to understand your one support structure and team. So other than just agents, who all of you on here are either currently an agent or aspiring to be one, we do have support staff behind the scenes that do things outside of what agents do. So knowing who they are and when to contact when you need help is imperative within the brokerage. Obviously, you know who I am. I'm Christina, and I'm the broker of record. I also direct the education here at Realty One Group. My services to you provide legal oversight, compliance authority, contract review guidance, risk management, and final transaction approval. Next, we have Anthony Januso. He's our Chief Financial Officer and Mortgage Manager. What he takes care of is billing and agent accounting, programs and vendor programs, mortgage educational training, and mortgage support systems. Next, we have our transaction coordination team. That is Katira Triano and Chelsea Lampkin. They can be reached at the office number or by putting in these email addresses. We also have 2 more TC members coming in soon, and we will get you their contacts when we have those available. Our marketing department is currently run out of our New Brighton office. Katira is taking care of that, but it will be housed here out of Grove City, where I'm currently sitting. And the email will change, so we'll get you updates on that. The lead coordinator, that is Chelsea. She is the one who does our lead generation and also our lead distribution for our office. If you have accounting or commission processing questions, Kathy Smarata is probably everybody's favorite one support member. She is the one who cuts the checks, does the deposits, and accounts for where all of your clients' money has came and gone. So if you have any questions about commission processing, you can go to your Zone account, which we will go over in the coming weeks, or you can contact Kathy. Currently, relationship and development as well as scholar program is ran by myself. Any questions thus far on the blueprint of the company or who you contacted when? And don't worry, we're going to remind you of all this if you don't currently have access to our system when you onboard officially. Nothing yet? All right. So some professional communication expectations here at Realty One Group. Number one, 2 to 4 hour response time during business hours. What does business hours mean? Business hours can mean, traditionally Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, but really business hours are determined by you. One thing I tell all new real estate professionals is make sure that you have set business hours in which that you can be contacted. And those don't have to be Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. You can work them around what business hours you want. As we all know, real estate professionals tend to work a lot in the afternoons, in the evenings, and on the weekends. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. But I do suggest that you make sure that your business hours are displayed. You can do that by putting it on your Google business page. You can have that at the bottom of your email signature so that clients know what to expect ahead of time. Setting up proper expectations is so important with clients. Let them know that you will respond to all inquiries within 2 to 4 hours during normal business hours. And outside of business hours, you will respond at your earliest convenience. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Setting up proper boundaries is important for both your clients and for you and your own family. Number 2, professional tone in all written communication. Please keep it professional. Last thing I want to see is an email that gets shot off to a client in a fit of anger, and then you say something that you really didn't mean. Trust me, that stuff comes back to bite you. So make sure that you're professional in your tone at all times. Number 3, email is used for important or sensitive matters. Make sure that you are using your email properly. And if you are sending anything that has things like account numbers or social security numbers, those need to be encrypted in an email. Number 4, document all significant conversations. It is important that you are documenting, because we never want to get to a point where we are in a legal dispute and it's a he said, she said type of situation. In your SkySlope compliance, in your SkySlope, which is a program for compliance, we actually have a notes field where you can take notes of things that have happened during the transaction. And we highly suggest that you do that. We'll go over that more when we get to the compliance section of our mentorship program. Number 5, no emotional texting or reactive communication. And this is a big one. I see this a lot. I've been guilty of this before. No emotional texting. So when we get into situations with clients where emotions are very high, everybody is very stressed, it's very easy to kind of be a bulldog for our clients and emotionally text or kind of sass off to the other agent or to the other party. This is something you never want to do. Keep in mind that the transaction window may be short, but you in this industry will be here for a while and you will run into this person again, which is going to make it harder for your next clients and harder for the clients that you have. One thing you have to do is you have to have good bedside manner. You have to make sure that you're removing yourself emotionally from your client's emotions and that you are acting level-headed and educated at all times. Sometimes that means that you need to step away from the situation and just calm down before you respond, and that's okay. But what you never want to do is emotionally text or have reactive communication because your clients are depending on you to be level-headed when they're not able to be. Internal professionalism. So how do you act inside the offices, inside the Realty One Group systems? 1, no public disputes or Slack arguments. Save the drama for your mama. That's not welcomed here and it's not tolerated. Number 2, no negative or unprofessional venting. Negativity grows like a cancer. If you come in with a bad attitude, by the time you leave, everybody in that office is also going to have a bad attitude. So if you cannot be positive and upbeat and supporting of others, please take a moment to just take it to yourself, or you can always give me a call and we can talk it out privately. Number 3, follow the chain of command. We have systems for a reason. There is a lot of you guys and there is only one of me. So we have a lot of systems and I have a lot of support people here to help. That does require that you follow the systems and follow the chain of command when things happen. The best thing you can do is stay up to date by watching your email, reading our newsletters, coming to trainings, and most importantly, checking your Slack system once you have access, because all important details, changes, or updates do go on those systems. Number 4, handle concerns privately and respectfully. It's inevitable that when you work with a big group of people, sometimes feelings are going to get hurt or sometimes things happen that we don't like. That's okay. It's just part of being human. But we want to handle those privately and respectfully. And if that can't be done between 2 people, I ask that you come and see me and we'll do it between the 3 of us. We want to make sure that nothing is ever said out of anger. And a lot of times when we have disagreements between 2 people, it's just miscommunication or differences in personalities. What I said wasn't what I meant, or what I meant to say is what I didn't say. So handle those privately and respectfully. Number 5, protect confidential client and brokerage data at all times. You're responsible for the data you are collecting. We want to ensure that all of your systems are safe. We do the best to make sure that all of the systems that we are providing you are as safe as possible. Never click on unknown links or ads within your email system that would potentially give somebody access to the Realty One system, which could breach the client's data. We are legally responsible for ensuring that their data is safe and their identity is not stolen. So please, before clicking on something that you don't know, make sure you ask one of your support members, staff, and they'll be able to tell you whether it was sent from Realty One or not. Graduation requirements. All right, so you guys are the first ones coming through our new mentorship program. And here are your list of graduation requirements for you to leave the program. To graduate from mentorship and operate independently, the following must be completed. 12 weeks of instruction. Good news for you is if you are sitting on this call right now, you are 1 week down. Completion of the Ultimate Launch Program. That program is smaller. We're going to be starting that here soon. The Ultimate Launch Program is a lot of fun. There's a lot of activities to do, and we'll go through those together. Complete 3 transactions with mentor oversight. So you will be assigned a mentor through this program, and I will be calling each one of you individually to get that set up once it's time. Some of you that are pre-licensed, you're not ready yet, but those of you who are licensed, I'll be calling you individually to set up your mentor should you qualify. And we have a couple people on here who do not need mentors at the time, and that's okay. Once you've completed your 3 transactions with your mentor, who's going to hold your hand and help you through the whole transaction, then you can graduate. Just a side note is there is a 20% commission split to the mentor until graduation occurs. This is for the mentor to help you on those deals and treat that deal as their own with you alongside. This gives you the shadowing and the one-on-one that you really need to be successful. Graduation is based on demonstrated competency. Time alone will not qualify you. And the broker alone has the right to determine whether you need additional time in your mentorship program. The basics of the program is to have you learn how to do all of the things that you need to do so that you can operate alone and you can operate safe and you can give the best customer service. We want you guys to have an outstanding career. And the only way to do that is to make sure that you're properly trained and you have proper experience. So going through your 12 weeks of instruction is your first step. Mentor oversight structure. The 20% commission to the mentor compensates for contract review, negotiation guidance, I can't talk today, compliance oversight, file review, and risk management support. This is not a penalty. It is a professional oversight compensation. This is paying your mentor to work alongside you for those first 3 transactions, which could take a matter of weeks and could also take a matter of months, just depending on how you are, how much you work, and how quickly you get things under contract. Your mentor could be with you for a long time or could be with you for a short time. We want to make sure that they are compensated fairly. So what does ready mean in the program? An agent is considered ready when they can, after all required training, draft a clean, competitive offer, clearly explain agency relationships, upload a fully compliant transaction file, navigate the MLS accurately, manage inspection negotiations professionally, communicate confidently with lenders and cooperating agents. Competency builds confidence, and confidence builds production. So next up, let's go into understanding fees and billings. Before I do that, does anybody have any questions on the mentorship program? No? Okay, let's go into understanding your fees and billings. This is always a question I get. What does it cost every month to be associated with Realty One Group? I just want to make sure everybody understands this. And if you're on this call, that we've had this conversation already, but I just like to go over it and over it and over it so that you guys understand it very, very specifically. So we do have a monthly brokerage fee that pays for your site access and your tech stack. That's going to vary depending on the comp plan you selected. If you are on the 70% comp plan, which most of you will be, at least for a time, the monthly fee is $125. If you are on the 100% comp plan, the monthly fee is $175. That is billed monthly at the first of every month and appears on your zone billing platform. Now, your MLS will vary depending on your area. We belong to 5 MLS boards. You may belong to the West Penn Multilist, Allegheny Valley, MLS Now, or a few others. The average MLS fee for membership there is around $51. It may be higher or it may be lower depending on your MLS association or the number of MLSs you are associated with. Most of those are billed the first of every month if it is a monthly based MLS service. Some of them are quarterly. So it really just depends on your MLS. If you have any questions about this, we will talk about your area and then we'll talk about your specific MLS, and then I can let you know how those are billed and the exact amount that they are billed. E&O insurance. E&O insurance stands for Errors and Admissions Insurance. This is required for every professional, whether real estate or not, that holds a board certified license. So the total yearly fee for your insurance is $600 per year. We break that into 2 payments just to make it easier. The first is due March 1st, and the second is due September 1st. So $300 in March, $300 in September. Last but not least, you have your Board of Realtors Association dues. Again, this varies by area, and we belong to a lot of them. So it just depends on where you're located and what office you're out of, or which board you have preference of joining. Some boards are cheaper than others. Some are more expensive than others, but we find the average is around $600 per year. That is due January 1st, and that goes directly to your board of choosing. Commission compensation plans. So this is where we talk about where the money's coming in. We have the 100% club. What that means is it's 100% to the agent with no override split. An override is a portion of or percentage of your pay that goes to the broker. And then your net split would be the portion that goes to you. At the 100% commission club, there is no override split. So it's just 100%. When you close a deal, you're charged a transaction fee of $250 and a compliance fee of $200. That gives you up to, that would be for up to a sale price of $200,000. So if you sell a $200,000 home and you're on the 100% club commission, you would have $250 for a transaction, $200 per file for a total of $450. Now, what happens if you sell, say, a $400,000 house? Well, your transaction fee just goes up by $200 per 200,000. So your transaction fee would be $450 per transaction and a $200 compliance fee for a total of $650. Now, the 70% ultimate lead program, which is where a lot of new agents start, is 70% split to the agent and a 30% override split to the brokerage. The same transaction fees apply for the file when you close. The only difference between the 100% club and the 70% club is that override, and you have that override because you are getting leads from the brokerage. Next, we have leases, referrals, and add-ons. So sometimes we have situations where it's not a sale. You're not selling a listing and you're not closing a deal with a buyer, but sometimes we have other types of scenarios where money comes in. Those could be from rental leases. They could be referrals from other brokerages. They could be transaction licensees, closings that you have where you didn't represent either party. So we have a special category for those. And that is an 80-20 split, meaning you keep 80% of the profit and 20% goes to the brokerage. There is no transaction fees in these instances. And if you run into that, just definitely ask me and I can go over that in more detail. We don't get a ton of those, but occasionally we do. And throughout your career, you may have one or two, or you may have an agent that just has that niche for leases and does a lot of them. So we can go over more information individually if that's a space you find yourself in. What is a broker closing fee? A broker closing fee is an administrative fee charged at closing to help cover the operational costs of the brokerage. This fee is separate from the sales commission and not part of the agent's split. It helps offset brokerage compliant oversight, transaction coordination and support, E&O insurance coverage, file review and regulatory compliance, brokers operations, and risk management. Here at our brokerage, we charge a $685 broker closing fee. This is different again from your commission. The commission that you negotiate with the client is usually a percentage, and then we have a broker closing fee of $685. This is charged directly to the client at closing and is fully retained by the brokerage. It is not split with the agent, and it is completely separate from your commission. If the client is not charged the $685 broker fee, the agent will be responsible for paying the $685 out of the commission portion. So it is very important that you collect the $685 fee in addition to the commission to your client. So let's do the math and show you how a commission breakdown works. So this is an example from the 100% club commission. If we have a sales price of $180,000 and you charged your client a gross commission of $5,400, plus you charged the broker closing fee of $685, let's figure out how the money works. So we're taking the commission of $5,400 plus the broker fee of $685, and we are deducting the $250 for a transaction fee, $200 for a compliance fee, and that $685 that you collected above, which gives you a subtotal of $4,265. So your net take-home pay is $4,265 on this transaction. Let's do the math on a 70% lead program, assuming the same commission. Okay, so we have the $250, $200, and the $685 split at 70%, and that gives you a net check of $3,465. We're going to go over your commission processing cover sheets in more detail in the coming weeks, but I just wanted to go over this quickly so that everybody knows what they're getting paid and how to calculate their pay. Again, we're going to spend more time on this, so don't worry if it doesn't hit you right away. Don't worry if it gets a little confusing. Plus, your TCs are amazing at this, and they're going to sit down and do it with you the first time. All right. So again, here's your gross commission income, your broker fees, less your splits. If you're on a 70% split, your split amount is $3,465. From that, you have a mentor override amount. So this is going to be your net during your mentee program. So again, your gross commission income, $5,400, less your fees for a subtotal of $4,950, your 70% split commission of $3,465. And for your first 3 deals, you will have a mentor override if you are assigned a mentor, and your net check would be $2,772. And I know that I will have some people that say, well, why do I have to pay my mentor? You have to pay your mentor because you will not have deals without them. I promise you. The information and the guidance and the support, and not only that, the friendship that they provide during the times when you guys really, really need it, is irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. They're also going to make sure that everything that you do is 100% compliant for state and federal guidelines, as well as keep you out of hot water and legal trouble. So these people are highly experienced. They are the tip of the top of the company. And I promise you, having them on with those first 3 transactions is priceless. All right, that is a wrap for this week. And this is just the basics. So knowledge is power and power equals profit. So let's open it up for questions. Who has questions for me? Because we do have a little bit of time here. Anybody at all? No? No questions today. Who wants to tell me something good? Anybody have anything that they want to share?
I guess I'll go. So not really a question. It's more of about the mentorship program. Like, when will I know? Like, I know this is more of a personal question to you, but will I be getting a mentor?
Yes, yes. You will be getting a mentor for your first 3 transactions.
Okay.
Yeah. If anybody is brand new licensed, so if you have just come in and you are brand new licensed, we are going to buddy you up with a mentor. If you just came over to us, but you have been licensed somewhere else and have already taken their mentorship program, then you are not required to have a mentor. But you can volunteer for a mentor if you want one. And we do have a lot of people that do that. So, but if you are brand new, if you are a brand new agent, those first 3 transactions you're going to do with a buddy.
Okay, that helps. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So yes, if you have been already in, and we do have some people that have already been here a while. We have some that came from other brokerages. I will not be giving you a call to buddy you up with a mentor at this current time. And this will happen over the next couple of weeks. So if you don't hear from me today, that's okay. This is going to happen over the course of the next couple of weeks. But if you do want a mentor because you just feel like you need that additional support, please let me know. You can always re-enroll into our mentor program under the same terms, regardless of your split structure. You can always buddy up with a mentor. We've had people do that in the past just to kind of give them that little boost in confidence and that refresher that they need. So that's always available to every member of Realty One when they need it. All right. Well, next week we are going to be talking about brokerage systems and tech stack. So I know this one wasn't like really invigorating or whatever, but just to get you kind of over who we are, what we do, what our expectations are for you, and more importantly, what you're getting paid when you start booking deals. Week 2, we're going to really start deep diving into the systems and tech stack. And I think that happens, let me just check because we are off this week with me being out, but that is going to be Tuesday at 10 a.m. So next Tuesday, 10 a.m., we are going to deep dive into your systems and tech stack. Those of you who don't know what a tech stack is basically just a bunch of programs that we have put together for you to assist you with your business. So we're going to be talking about things like CRMs and the One Design Studio for your social media marketing. We're going to be talking about compliance and document management. We're going to be talking about communication tools like ListTrack for your sellers. So there's just a ton of programs in here. Next week will be a little bit longer of a meeting. So plan to spend at least an hour with me tomorrow, or Tuesday, maybe slightly longer as we kind of deep dive into those systems. All right, before I let you go, does anybody have any other questions or any final thoughts? No?
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so contracts. I know we're not supposed to interpret any type of contract, but like just to give your buyer or seller like a basic idea. that's kind of a little challenging for me because I know we're not supposed to like legally interpret them, but just to give them a basic idea of what they're signing.
Yes, you should be going over the key points of the contract with your
Okay.
client. So you as an agent should know that contract forward, backwards, sideways. I tell everybody, like, pretend you're a server at a restaurant. I know a lot of us have been a server, bartender, or something in the service industry because a lot of people do. And you have to know that menu. You have to know that menu. You have to know all the allergies with that menu. You have to know all the ingredients with that menu. So think of your contracts as just that. You have to sit down and memorize them and know all the ins and outs, know the time frames, know where everything goes. When they say don't legally interpret it, one thing you don't want to do is if somebody says, well, this says this, does it mean that if I don't do this, like this could happen? Those are things where you don't want to go off cue. You don't want to say, well, to me, somebody could come after you and potentially file suit. Like, you want to stay away from those because we don't know those things, So that's where you would want to say, unfortunately, I'm not a licensed attorney. You would have to talk to an attorney about that, but I can let you know what it says. So it's about telling them what it says word for word, explaining to them, okay, this paragraph with possession, when they say possession, this means, okay, this is the date in which you get the keys, and we're setting that date too. So I often tell people, just put it into terms that are to understand.
I understand. Okay. Understand.
Yeah, but we don't want to go off cue with it. So if they ask you something, go back to the paragraph, read it aloud, and you can say, the way I'm reading it says this. What are your thoughts? If you want additional clarification, I would contact your legal counsel just to make sure.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. No problem. Great question. Anybody else? No? Anybody else? Just to let everybody know, Anastasia already got a copy, but we do have the buyer agent cheat book available for the Ohio market. And by Monday, I will have the seller agent cheat book for the Ohio market done as well. So those of you in Ohio that want to get ahead of those and want me to send that over to you, please let me know. I can send those over to an email. Just shoot me an email and say, hey, Christina, can you send this to me? I'll be happy to send it to you. The cheat book is a comprehensive book that's part of this training. We have one for Ohio, one for Pennsylvania, that outlines all of the documents, an example of how they should be filled out, an example of how they need to be initialed and signed to pass compliance for your state. And we do have cover sheets for each one of these documents that kind of gives you the cliff notes of what the document is, why it's important, what the regulation states in your state, and why we use it. So if that is something that you want ahead of time, please let me know. But during this mentorship program, you will get that a couple weeks later. But any of you who are in that Ohio space where you're just getting your license and you're almost kind of set to go, just let me know and I can get that to you sooner. All right. Well, I thank you guys so much for joining me this morning and being so flexible with your timing while I was out sick this week. Thank you so much. I will see you again Tuesday at 10 o'clock for our regular scheduled week 2 brokerage systems and tech stack. If you have any questions for me, I will stay on the line until everybody is gone. So if you want to ask me anything individually, just hang on the line and then unmute yourself whenever you're comfortable. Or if you need me later on today, feel free to call me, text me, or send me an email. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.